everyone, and welcome to the podcast. We're here again talking about reclaiming your space. And today I really wanted to kind of discuss the idea of taking up space, right? Not just reclaiming that space, but just being in this world, taking up physical space around us, taking up being inconvenient to others, essentially. And I touched on this a little last week when I think like mid podcast I realized, hey, you know what, I had just assumed that whatever my husband was doing was more important than what I was doing, and I hadn't even thought to ask him to take care of the baby while I was recording the podcast. And I don't know. I just realized that. Just like, wow, you know what? I do that. And I do that quite a bit. And what I end up finding is if I had just asked him for a hand, he's usually willing to give it to me. And I know that's not always true for my partner or for many other people. And so I just wanted to discuss it a little bit and talk about where that thought comes from, why we do those things, and not that I know why, but I just wanted to kind of bring it to the table and see what comes up. And this is a thing I do quite often myself, to be honest. I remember even this, I don't know if it was this past Christmas or the Christmas before. I remember we had stopped in our car at one of those houses that have the lights synchronized with the music, and we just wanted to watch, and I wanted our kids to see through the back window. So we're stopped in front of this house. There wasn't really anyone else on the road. So we were watching, and then someone came, well, this little family came to walk up and watch as well. And immediately my thoughts were, oh, am I in the way? How can I move out of the way? How are they going to be able to see? And honestly, they were on foot. They could have walked just beyond our car and seen just fine. But it was hard for me to enjoy the lights themselves because I was so worried about whether or not we were in the way. And I just remember my partner saying, you're allowed to be here too, you know? And I just realized, like, yeah, you're right. And it just always amazes me how easy it is for my partner to just kind of switch that on and realize that. And I think that's a little bit of a reflection of how our society views different people, right? And how we treat different people. Where throughout his life, he's been able to not necessarily worry about those things. And I think I have most likely been getting signals my whole life that I need to be convenient for other people. I need to go out of my way to help. I need to go out of my way to get out of the way. So it's just very interesting to me that I find myself really not wanting to be inconvenient, not wanting to rock the boat. And it's just a very common thought that is going through my head without me even really realizing it. And I realize, like, sometimes this is just me trying to be courteous, right? And that's fine. Like, we should be thinking about other people and trying to be kind, right? And thoughtful. Like, I think that's fine. But I find that I have this propensity to take it so far that it stops becoming polite and it just ends up feeling like I'm trying to disappear. And as parents, I think we do that with our kids and our partners as well, kind of go out of our way so far for them that our own needs are never really being met because we don't want to rock the boat or, again, be inconvenient to them. And it's almost like, for me, it's almost become like a habit that is hard for me to break. And again, I think, I wonder if this is partly just a character trait of some people, of myself included, where, you know, we're people pleasers and perfectionists, and it's hard for us to deal with conflict. And for others, it's just not that difficult. And So it may just be me, or it may just be like a personality thing, but I think there are a lot of complicated things that are kind of intertwined in that, right? Social cues, even like family history, things like that. So I don't know. I'm not. I don't think that I am at liberty to really say why this happens, but I just wanted to bring it to the table because I think it relates to reclaiming your space, right? And I think it has a lot to do with self worth and whether or not you feel you are deserving of people's time or people's attention or people's love. And I just want to make sure that we took a week this week and reminded everyone that you are deserving of love and you are absolutely deserving of space in this world. And you deserve to be inconvenient to some people sometimes. A lot of the time, actually. If you need help, if you need a hand, if you need time or space to yourself, you're allowed to ask your partner for that. You're allowed to ask your family or friends or, someone who you pay, and your children can be inconvenient to them because you're paying them to take care of them. And children are just inconvenient sometimes. But I can speak as a fitness professional, which is what I am. And I think and talk a lot about how we stand and move throughout our world. And I notice many times that my body tends to be kind of a physical reflection of how I'm feeling internally. And when I address that, sometimes it's a little easier to begin to consider my own needs and my own worth. That I'm a person that deserves the same amount of consideration and care as I give to others. And so if this is something you feel like you struggle with, I want you to take a moment. This week we're doing like an interactive podcast here. So if you're able to, if you're not driving or something, take a moment to scan your body. If you want to, you can close your eyes. And I want you to notice first how you're sitting or standing right now. Are you kind of rounded forward? Are you bringing your belly in really tight? Do you feel like your pelvic floor is really tight right now? Are your shoulders up to your ears? Are your hands over your body? So if you can, I want you to take a moment to stand up. And if you can, spread your arms out to the side. Move things out of the way if you need to. Don't try to make yourself small to fit into the space you're in. I want you to physically move things out of the way so you can take up space. Now I want you to imagine an energy, and play along with me here. I know this is, this might seem a little woo-woo to some of you, and that's okay, right? We can be a little woo-woo sometimes. I want you to imagine an energy radiating out of your body. You can even envision like a color shining out from your body and expanding out and filling the room. So whatever color you feel like kind of represents how you're feeling right now or who you are, I want you to imagine that expanding outward and taking up the whole room. And now I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to allow your body to expand with every inhale that you take. I want you to give your belly the space to expand when you inhale. Stretch out your hands, stretch out your fingers, your arms. And now when you take an inhale, I want you to breathe into your ribs. Breathe into the sides of your ribs and let them expand out to the side. Now I want you to imagine you have wings on your back and that they are stretching out and taking up all the space behind you. whatever kind of wings you want to imagine. Maybe they're the wings, they're big white wings, or they are hawk wings. Be creative. This is your chance, right? This is your chance to be creative. Take a deep breath in. Fill those wings up with air and expand them, stretch them out to the side. Take one more breath. Expand everything out. Take up that space. Move things off to the side. You deserve this space, and you do not need to make yourself small to fit anywhere. Take one last breath and then open your eyes. Sometimes we make ourselves small so much, it starts to take a physical toll on our bodies. So, try to be big today. Find some movement that allows you to stretch out. Maybe ask your partner to give you some time today and physically make space for yourself. If that means moving furniture out of the way, if that means moving toys out of the way, don't clean them up. Just shove them out of the way. And find a space. Whatever it is you want to do. Just stretch for a minute. Just breathe. Just lay on the floor and stretch out your legs and your arms. And take up space. You deserve that. All right. That is all I have for you today. I hope you feel big, and I hope you feel worthy of love and appreciation, because you deserve all of that, and worthy of space. And I just want to remind you before I go, because I forgot to last week, you are already strong. You are already beautiful. And you and your body deserve love. Bye.